Falling in line with this, talking about biometric pay, talking about this bill that can control all physical and digital things that you own. Well, they're reaching even further in another direction to expand the overlord power, and this is for introducing digital ID, and it's about eliminating online. I cannot say this word. Like some people can't say aluminum. I can't say this word, but it's to make sure that you are not anonymous online. And anonymity, I can't say it. We're just going to say anonymous online. So, what am I talking about? This is an agenda as far as online verification and eliminating people being anonymous online. This is part of the WEF agenda that has been being pushed for several years. If you look at Twitter, Meta, Instagram, all this stuff, Facebook, everything like that, they've been implementing soft versions of it via their verification badges. We've talked about this the past couple weeks. We've talked about it for about a month now. But they've been kind of doing that with their verification badges. Something else to keep in mind, I just want to throw this out there. I know a lot of people like Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson has also ranted multiple times online about getting rid of online anonymity. He's gone off on several rants, childlike rants, to be honest. There's some video of it. Where he wants people to be restricted entirely from social media unless they use a real name and photograph and whatnot. So Jordan Peterson's kind of online with what the WEF agenda wants here. Something to keep in mind. I know a lot of people are also saying Jordan Peterson's kind of talking like a Christian lately. If you go back and you listen to, it wasn't that long ago, but if you go back and listen to his interview with Joe Rogan, he's kind of talking a lot about Gnostic stuff. He's not talking about Christian stuff. He's talking about Gnostic stuff. So something to just keep in mind, because I know a lot of people follow him. Don't follow him for spiritual stuff, just a recommendation. But he's also kind of been pushing this online thing as well. Well, as far as this goes, several states are now introducing interesting ways to push this agenda. And this is where the game comes into play a little bit on this, because some of the states are conservative states, and it's some Republicans that are putting these bills through, and they're doing it in a way where they can get conservatives on board with them. This is where the game comes in. If they want to push the agenda forward, they have to do it in a creative way to get their team on their side. That includes the left side as well. They have to get creative to do this. And so what they're doing as far as these online anonymity, I can't say the word, bills, they're doing it by protecting the kids. Now, I'm all for protecting the kids, but that's the parents' job. That's not the government's job. Keep in mind, being anonymous online is what it was a fundamental feature of being on the internet. That's one of the perks of having the internet, is you don't have to be yourself on there. You can protect yourself on there and still get done what you need to get done. Yeah, there's trolls and stuff like that. That's just how it's going to go. Just got to deal with it. Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of these. So there's the introduction of the Mature Act, which stands for Making Age Verification Technology Uniform, Robust, and Effective. The goal is to prevent minors under 16 from accessing social media. So they want to restrict anybody under 16 from accessing social media. As we know, social media is a swamp. It is a serpent's viper pit, however you want to put it. It's nasty in there. I get it. That's why I got rid of pretty much everything that I've got on social media. But this is not how you do this, but they're using that as a way to get support for this thing. This is what I call a babysitter law. I've used this term for many, 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 many years. I call them babysitter laws. What that means is taking power and decision making away from parents and or the person. I consider babysitter laws things like seatbelt laws, helmet laws, stuff like that, where it should be entirely up to the person or the parents to make that decision. It should not be a law. That imposes on the freedom And that's what I call a babysitter law. Yeah, I don't think there should be seatbelt laws and stuff like that. It should be the person or the parent's decision. That's where I stand on it. The Mature Act is just like that. The Mature Act, this is where the agenda starts coming into play. The Mature Act would require age verification before access by all users. This isn't about just kids. No, this would be everybody, which would require your legal name, date of birth, and a copy of your government issued ID. So to access social media, you would have to give over your ID and your identity to do it. You're basically essentially creating a digital ID doing so. Utah is also pushing something similar, but without the ID parts. It was signed on March 23rd, so it was actually just signed not too long ago, and it will go into effect on December 31st, 2023. So next year, it will officially be in place where all people in Utah to access social media will have to prove your identity. Yeah. They said, since they're talking about you won't have to scan your ID, they are talking about how you I'm not sure what they're going to do yet. I don't think they've announced it, but they're saying to, verify who you are. They're throwing around facial recognition and existing consumer data. So they are considering using facial recognition to even access social media. Yeah, all in the name of protecting the kids now. Remember that. There's more. Louisiana, and this is where, just roll with me for a second. Louisiana now requires all adult websites to verify users' age with an ID. Okay, I'm with you. The websites are disgusting. They shouldn't be there. But they're using that as a way to get everybody to verify themselves online. This is what I'm talking about. There is a very interesting game to play here, and this is part of it. This is what I'm talking about with this. The law took place December 31st, so it's already in play in Louisiana now. This is exactly what they're wanting. Pay attention to these numbers now. Took place December 31st, and the daily average of downloads of the Louisiana LA wallet, which is their digital wallet, digital ID, went from roughly 1,200 a day to, when this thing went into effect, over 5,000 a day. So because of this law, the average number when this thing took over went from 1,200 to 5,000 people signing up for a digital ID wallet a day in Louisiana. That's what they're doing with this. This is the game that they're playing. Arkansas is following suit with age verification with the possibility of a digital ID extension. Even though Arkansas doesn't have a digital ID yet, they are preparing to get one involved. And so Arkansas is now going to be following suit with adult websites. So guarantee when that digital ID comes out, you're going to start seeing those numbers jump as well. People are voluntarily signing up for this stuff because of what they're doing with this. This is all part of their plan. It's not going to be one giant sweep. They're going to do it in little pieces like this. Twitter badge, Facebook verification, access to an adult website, all this stuff. This is what they're doing. Or keeping kids safe and off social media. This is what's going on. Texas. You want to talk about conservative? Texas introduced two bills similar where age verification with digital ID or a government ID will be required to enter all websites that contain at least 1/3 adult content. They're also doing the same thing. Digital ID, government ID, scan it in, lose your freedom of being anonymous, and join the digital club. This is the game that they're playing. This is how they're pushing everything through. While the idea of protecting kids from this stuff is good in theory, yes, parents need to protect their kids from this stuff. It's not the government's responsibility. The parents need to be parents. But that falls in line with culture change. Pablo and I will talk about it next Tuesday. That's going to be part of what we're going to be talking about. But this is how they do it. You destroy the family, you start introducing things like this, and it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. It's a giant snowball. Parents' responsibility, and the game is being played to incorporate the WEF agenda. This is all about incorporating that WEF agenda. They announced that this is what they want. They want all the online anonymous stuff to be gone. And they're going to be doing it in little places like this. It's not just the United States, though. I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, that's only the U.S. What about other places? Well, let's jump across the pond, shall we? It's not just in the United States, but Macron over in France has been working on a social media ID plan for several years as well. This is also something that they've been working on. And just this past February, there was more discussion about introducing age verification to even access things like Instagram and Facebook to adult websites. So they're talking about a broad sweep over in France to do online verification as well. UK, let's go over to the UK. UK is doing something similar, but in a different way, not age verification. So they're taking a different twist on this, but it's still the same thing. They're not doing an age verification, but companies would block and delete anyone deemed anonymous via the online safety bill. So they're not talking about, oh, you don't need to verify yourself. No, if you are deemed anonymous, we will block and delete you from even accessing it. Really now? Really? That's the online safety bill. That's in the UK. Again, the game, by tugging on at the heartstrings and using children, full countries are implementing systems that will connect everybody to a digital profile. I know a lot of you guys are getting tired of me saying this term, but say it with me now. It's your digital twin. It's your digital twin. It's preparation for the social credit system, for the digital ID. And when you have things like the Restrict Act, you don't have anywhere to hide at that point. If you are no longer anonymous online, if you have wrongthink, they take everything. You guys want 1984. There's 1984. But remember, for us, for those who have Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, we don't have to worry about this, because this is coming for the mark of the beast that we know is in Revelation, that's going to be coming after the rapture. We don't have to worry about this. We've got Jesus. That's what matters. But as Christians, as watchmen, what we need to do is we need to continue to watch for these things, these signs that point to the direction of the development of these things, because we know we're that much closer. And guys, we are that close. We are in the season. We will not know the day or the hour, but we will know the season of his coming. He's coming very soon, guys. He's coming very soon.